240Z. Whose car is this?
That's mine.
Man, this is
Come enjoy.
This is nice. I'm super excited about this. I had a 240 when I was 17.
Oh, man.
So these were kind of race cars from the factory. Very aerodynamic.
Very aerodynamic.
Right? Small, lightweight.
Fast, reliable, so much fun to drive. It's easy to work on.
You could almost eat off
yeah.
how clean this thing is.
In the 42 years since I've owned it.
You've had it 42 years?
Yes, sir.
Man, the machine work on this thing got headers. So looks like you've modified the motor.
There's been a lot of engine modifications.
Okay.
Boring out the block. It's actually an F54 280ZX turbo block. It's been bored out. So basically a racing engine.
So you can interchange the newer motors with the old.
Transmission, motors, differential. That's the beauty of the 240, 260, 280. This one has 204.29 horsepower to the rear wheels, about 238 at the crank, 2,300 pounds, so it'll scoot. It scoots.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Look at how fast it revs. Woohoo! Love it. The memories this car brings back sitting in it. You don't understand, like I was in love with my 240.
I've had this car longer than I've had my wife. And I know Rhonda, when the kids came along, she said, well, shouldn't we sell the Z? And I thought, nah, I don't think so.
Hey, 3D metal printing is here. Check that out. I don't think anybody's made a handlebar to look like that.
Caffeine and Octane is brought to you in part by Capital One Auto Navigator. Find and finance a car you love.
Whoa, 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 you made it, you made it. Come on, nope. Here you go, come on in. Hey guys, welcome to the new Fuller Moto. All right, this is where it all happens here in the metal shop. We got Super B back to work. The most important thing that you are here for today is the 2029 Majestic. It's basically a 100-year version of the 1929 Majestic, which is a really beautiful French creation. It had hub-centric steering. It has no traditional forks. It's kind of like the wheel gets to float. It has a hub that it spins on almost like a car does.
The 2029 is really a concept bike as much as it is functional in a lot of ways. We built it to showcase different construction techniques and building methods.
Hey, 3D metal printing is here. It's time.
The thing we really want to try to do with the design of these 3D printed parts was to create shapes and forms which were difficult to build any other way, highlighted the advantages of the 3D printer.
Nick took our pencil sketches, turned them into these actual 3D models that were made into the parts. There's a laser that basically like TIG welding a really fine layer at a time, microns at a time. The laser, it's actually refracted around by a mirror. So the mirror is turning and pointing the laser where it wants. It swipes another thin layer of powder, and that can be aluminum, magnesium, stainless, steel, moves the bed down, swipe, and laser again for like 2 days. I get jacked up about the 3D printing, right? Because you can take ideas and you put it directly into a part, and the part comes out of the machine, how you dreamt it. Now that we can print metal, it is on. I mean, this is a game changer. But then at the same time, we're a metal company. We weld things. We shape things. We hammer things. We are metal-centric.
So we wanted to incorporate that into the bike as well. The Majestic gave us a really good opportunity for that because it had that full body covering. Having that incorporated with the 3D printing and water jet cutting and all those other technologies made it our signature on it a little bit.
Check that out.
Nice.
Handmade Fuller Moto. So this started as a zero electric motorcycle. And we were able to cut the frame, flip it upside down, and that way we could get the batteries nice and low and put our motor and swing arm in the right angle because we had such a taller wheel and our stance was so much lower. It really worked out slick. The electric setup is not necessarily beautiful. You know, the motor is beautiful, but controllers aren't pretty and wiring's not pretty. We're covering that up. But the original Majestic covered all that up too. It's fun to take some cues and some design language that somebody would have done in the 20s, try to move it into the future, even though that brand doesn't even exist anymore. Look at that. There's the foot peg from the mind of Nick Pugh. Never seen a foot peg like that. Bang. But man, I tell you what, the printing, it just shows up and it's pretty much right. You know, like, wow. In 100 years of motorcycles, I don't think anybody's made a handlebar to look like that.
The 2029, I would say, is hopefully the future of custom motorcycles. This one pushes a lot of little boundaries in a lot of different ways. I think once you walk around it and you really take in everything that's going on, it's gonna put a lot of smiles on faces.
With the handmade bodywork and the hub-centric steering and the printing and the design that Nick Pugh did on all the bars, you get something that you feel like is really groundbreaking. This is the first custom motorcycle that's been extensively using 3D printing of metal. I think people will talk about this bike for a long time. That's crazy.